Day. Today we are going to be looking at some emails. And we're going to practice just the hover technique because after all, we want to be able to recognize sketchy situations and we have to train our mind to recognize scams. Now we have to pay attention to URLs and delete or, teach our, in my case, Yahoo, how to identify a spammy email. In this case, what I've done was move some emails over to a special folder so that we can do it together. As you can see, I call it review needs and I move them over. But when I'm done, I'm going to let Yahoo know these are spam and hopefully it will do so with similar emails like that. Now, some of the techniques often use authority, and by authority, I think that means, like imitate known brands that you might use. Like in this case, Ace Hardware. I've seen it advertised on TV a lot. I don't think I've ever been to one of their stores. Home Depot, yes, I've been to their store. This one has my name on it about Camp Lejeune. That's often advertised on TV. There's Capital One. There is Global Life Insurance. I think I've seen that advertised on TV also. But they try Shell Winner, Shell Gas. I do believe I use that now. If you look on the first one, I'm hovering over it. And you can see that the domain, and I got two of them too, is not Ace Hardware. See, when I hover over it, shows where the email address is coming from, and then after that @ symbol is where you get to see that it says watercolordream.com. Okay, that's not Ace Hardware. I would expect it to have something to do with acehardware.com. And of course, they're appealing to your sense that you want something. You have won a Milwaukee power drill. I know some of you wondering what I would do with a drill, but trust me, I like doing stuff with art, so I would have use for a drill. But I already have, I believe, two drills, a small one and a large one. But hey, nothing wrong with winning something, right? But that's the thing about it. They want to, they appeal, I call it a sense of greed, but it's really that, hey, you want something, you got something. Next is the Home Depot. Help granted, inquire within. And, that one is probably from the Home Depot because you see at the end it says add something.homedepot.com. It might have a subdomain that they're using to mail out mailers. So that seems to be legitimate, but I didn't ask for no help, but there still is a marketing ploy. They're using that, I went back to the other one. Yeah, I'm doing a voiceover because I forgot to put sound on this. But that one is actually different from the first one, ultimatebiscotti.com. That doesn't match Ace Hardware. But you can see the difference between what's legitimate and what's not. The Home Depot one actually add at the end after the @ symbol, that A with the swirly, homedepot.com in the name. Now, this one, they're trying to appeal to me, but I wasn't even born during the time of this Camp Lejeune suit. And you can see from this long email that, guess what, it's some from org.uk. Now, which brings the question, even if lawyers are using marketing, why would you use a UK company to market to people in the US? It's very suspicious, Just based on that alone, I'm throwing it in my spam bin. Yes, I've seen the ads on TV about the Camp Lejeune suit living near that area, but I don't even live in North Carolina, so it's not even targeted properly. And hovering is actually a very good technique because sometimes when you click on something, and in this case I clicked on it and took a look at it, and what I had to do was forward it to get the full name. You don't really need to do that. I just did that for your benefit. But technically, you really should be hitting on this spam button if you're not in the state where this is located, because it's been advertised on TV a lot. And that's another thing. Scammers watch TV too. This way they know what's relevant to what we need. So we got to be aware. They know what is relevant. We know what's relevant. We got to use some extra techniques. Hence why I'm hovering. In this case, I opened this one because they're using something. Time is running out, and that's that urgency, scarcity thing. Like, hey, you got to click on this now. Otherwise, no. Take a look at that email. You see, this is where I forwarded to get a good look at the email. And at the end of it, it just says org.uk. And I'm telling you, time is running out. File your claim now. Reference ID. Even if it's a marketing thing from a law firm, it's not very narrowed. I mean, you'd think that they would want people who have been. I mean, I know people move around, but even people who move around, you gotta have some kind of link to this site, either by years of service or you live near the community or something. I have been in North Carolina. No, there I'm showing you Capital One. And this could be marketing or this could be a scam because look at the at digitprocom.com. Now, normally if it's from Capital One, like I showed you with the Home Depot, after the at, it should have capitalone.com. And we know, in recent years, a lot of companies have fallen to hacks. So in this case, you click on that, and maybe there's a link and you think it's from your bank, but you got to be careful it's not your bank. Like this one is that neomail.website. And when you look at it, the front part before that is even funny. Now, account suspension. You notice that title. If you have an Amazon customer, you're an Amazon customer, you see that account suspension. You might think, oh my God, something's wrong with my account. But look on the at sticker.co. Now, I looked at what CO is, and I believe it's Colombia in South America. No, I must have accidentally opened it before, but I moved it to this review because this is very important. This is actually one of the companies I use. So, did I believe it was? Yes, but I did not click on any links within. But it's good to be able to recognize certain things by hovering. So hence why I brought it over into this special folder to hover and to show you. But you look on the name afterwards and it's at sticker.co. Yes, this is not from Amazon. From Amazon, it would say after the at symbol at amazon.com. And this is a good way. You can always, if you see the .co and you're like, I'm not sure, you just open up a new tab and, you write in which country has domain .co. And yes, your search engine, in my case, I'm using Google, will tell you, there it is, Colombia. .co is the top level domain. Now, this video is part of a video series, and since this year, I've been doing this, looking at certain emails, collecting them, reading them different ways. Sometimes I do a deep dive on my virtual machine. Oh, here's Shell. Again, what's with the org.uk companies? And this one, they're appealing, I call it to your sense of greed, because it says, congratulations, you've won a $500 Shell reward. And, that's kind of like a misspelling because $500, the way we write it here in the US, is with the dollar sign in the front, not the dollar sign afterwards. But hovering, you can clearly see that after the at symbol, it's not shell.com or shell.org. Well, it wouldn't be shell.edu or org. But, Shell is a commercial company. They sell gas right here. Very interesting how they use the title in the email, but if you hover over, you see another name. Here's one that's supposed to be from USPS shipping. And we can clearly see when we hover that it says that overjoyed, that laughter, that hell. thespirit.com. Now, USPS is the post office here in the US, but your package form is in transmit. If you're expecting a package, you might want to click on this, but